Hi everyone, welcome back to Bumpkin News. Hope you're enjoying these little videos on how to get rich. Previous video we just touched on buying stocks. And stocks are just one component of an all-over financial plan of attack. In any enterprise, some of the ingredients that go to ensure success are planning and training, and you'll find that if you have someone that has a business plan based on, well, I hope it works out, and I think there's going to be a good change, we're hoping for a good change, and they don't really plan for as many contingencies as possible, you can stay away from that enterprise because it's run by incompetence. The more that you take care of details and the more organized that you are, the higher your chance of success. Success does not come by accident, and people that amass wealth and are successful, they didn't get that way just by chance or because they hoped that that would happen. But you can be sure that there was an attentiveness to detail and there was careful planning. And of course, members of an organization, it takes training to put together a cohesive team, successful unit to accomplish a goal. Okay, on the matter of stocks, like we said in the first video of this series, you want to do things that you have some understanding of. And if you don't know anything about stocks, watch this video again. Get some information about stocks from other places, compare, and get a plan, and find out a little bit about what you're trying to do before you make the first move. There are various reasons to invest in stocks. One would be as a long-term investment, and these are stocks that you buy and that you don't sell, that you keep them pretty much for the rest of your life. The kind of stocks that you would get that way would be those that are substantial, that aren't going to go anywhere, like you're talking about the utilities, major manufacturers, things like that, things that are going to be here if you and I are not. We know people need electricity, they need the telephone, they need food, right now they need automobiles, and those essentials of life. Those are some good stocks to get in. Those stocks pay dividends, and as you continue to add to that part of your portfolio, those will be increase in value and will pay dividends, which you could plow right back in to your stock portfolio. But that is one part of the stock portfolio. Those are expensive stocks to buy. We refer to those as blue chip stocks, and starting out you can't really buy too many of those. Maybe, well, it depends on how much money that you have to invest, but those are but one part of the stock portfolio. Remember this, when you think about investing in stocks, if you look at it in this view, with this view, that anything that I put into the stock market, I could lose every cent. If you take that view, you will be very careful with what you do with your money in the stock market, because believe me, there are many, many entities at play here that want to strip you of any investment that you put in the stock market. There are people, there are entities, companies that will issue an IPO, that's an initial stock option, and they will put videos on YouTube, they will offer press releases that hype the stock, and when there's a demand for the stock and the stock price rises, they sell their stock, reap the benefits, and the company collapses in a worthless heap. and your money's gone along with it. All kinds of things like that. Companies, sometimes they'll do a reverse split. They'll sell to another company, get a profit, sell to another company. That company has inept management, and again, you lose your investment. So there's all kinds of shenanigans that are going on, and you have to have some knowledge of the stock market when you begin to invest. So make sure before you take that first step that you get some good counsel, some good understanding, which is what we're trying to do here for you. Okay, you got your long-term investment. Now you've got another investment, which would be an investment that you think is going to be a good company and that the stock price is going to appreciate. Here we have right now one sector in particular is the green sector. We have some companies that have been in business for a number of years. One in particular is a company that uses a method that the Germans used. Actually, was developed by German engineers, chemical engineers between World War I and II, that would turn coal into petroleum products or into fuel. This company uses natural gas, which is in great abundance, to change that gas to liquid into a very, very clean burning fuel that can be used in automobiles, buses, transport. The Air Force actually uses some of this fuel now, and they are entering into biomass arrangements to generate fuel from biomass. So that sector holds some promise. Those stocks aren't very expensive right now, and you could buy those with an investment as little as $100. You could buy a few stocks there and begin to build your portfolio. Okay, another area that you want to consider is what is referred to as a DRIP, D-R-I-P. You can Google it. There are companies out there. We hesitate to mention the name of any companies, but once you Google, you'll find them in abundance. That they have what they call a dividend reinvestment program. Some of them require that you own one share of stock. Some of them you don't have to own any stock. You can buy directly from the company's agent, the agency that represents them in stock trades. You can buy the stock from them, and the way it works is, let's say you buy 5 shares of stock, and every quarter that stock pays a dividend. Let's say it pays 15 cents a share, and you own 5 shares. You just made 75 cents. That 75 cents buys 75 cents worth of more stock. So you start out with 5 shares of stock, and 10 years later, suddenly you own 1,000 shares of stock or 3,000 shares of stock, whatever. You can continue to add to it. That's another aspect of your stock portfolio that you want to consider. Some people would buy, if they had the funding, they would buy, let's say, 500 shares of stock in a DRIP for each of their children. When their children are college age, they've got the money for their education. You kind of get the idea here. And there's other sectors that you want to look at. Some of the mutual funds, although we're not real big on mutual funds, but there are some good ones out there. There's places you can go online that will give you some information. On the radio, sometimes there's good programs that deal exclusively with mutual funds. Find out which ones are good. The ones with no load, that means they don't charge you any fees for that, or maybe a very small fee. Those are good. Okay, now let's look at another part of the stock market, is speculation. Remember this, the higher the risk, the greater the potential for return. In other words, if you buy stock in a South American uranium mine and it's a penny a share, you're going for a lot of risk, because you've got a company that is not governed by the laws of the United States. The mine could be nationalized by that government in South America. The mine could be a hoax. It could be hyped up. The people could abscond with all the proceeds from the stock sales, and you'd be out of luck. But if you had $500 that you wanted to risk in such a speculative venture, you get buku stock that way. And let's say that it's all legit, and the stock and the mining company actually does discover a huge uranium lode there, and your stock goes from 1 cent per share to about $100 per share in a month's time. Well, you're rich, but don't count on it, because that risk is extremely, extremely high. So with a beginning investor, if your money, like I said, assume that it could possibly happen that you could lose everything that you put into the stock market, you be very careful the way you invest your money. Also, right now, while we're dealing with stocks, I recommend going easy in the stock market right now, because the government that we have presently today is August the 10th, 2010. My opinion of the United States government, in particular the executive branch and the Congress of the United States, I couldn't have much lower opinion of them, because I think that they're out for their own self, for power and for money, and that they will go to extreme lengths to get it, whatever they must do. Our currency right now is valueless. Its only value is in that which we agree that it is. If you say a $20 bill will buy this much, and it's commonly agreed upon, that's what it will buy. But remember, it's not backed by silver, it's not backed by gold, it's only backed by what you and I agree that it is worth. And with the government printing more money all the time and borrowing more money, the debt rising, the value of our currency is dropping. And this, of course, the stock market we deal with, it's intertwined with the financial markets and currency. And right now it's not, in my opinion, a place where you want to be exclusively. Also, that violates one of the basic principles of investing, and as we are dealing in this series of amassing wealth, is diversification. Extremely important to be diversified. That's what you want to do. Now, to buy stocks, you want to find an online brokerage, one that is very popular. You can Google that, online stockbrokers. You can find one that's very popular. They have excellent online research tools on their website, and trades cost very little. You decide what you want to buy and when you want to sell, and you can do your own research. Very, very good. I've been using them for a number of years in my modest investment, my modest portfolio. They do require to begin something like $500 initially to make the deposit, so that you can begin trading. So remember these. If you have any questions, put up a comment, send me a note, something like that, and watch for the next installment of How to Get Rich here at the Bumpkin News, and we'll tell you about getting your capital together so that you can begin your investing. We'll talk to you later.